Please rise and remove your caps as we honor America with the national anthem. And joining the Black Bears out there tonight is the Longview 10 and under All-Stars. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Yeah, we can do it now. Yep. Good evening and welcome to David Story Fields here on the gorgeous campus of Lower Columbia College in Longview, Washington. My name is Zach Smolin, and I'm right here to take you through all the action between your College Black Bears and Cascade Collegiate right here on the Independence Day Eve. It's Military Appreciation Night here tonight. We had a couple of really cool, fun, special guests here throwing out the first pitch, and the Black Bears wearing very special caps today as well to commemorate what's going on today. And of course, no Black Bears game tomorrow is upsetting, but hey, we got a really nice fireworks show on today, and hopefully we'll see some fireworks at the plate as well as Max Petty taking his warm-up tosses for the Black Bears. Let's tell you who he'll be taking on Cascade Collegiate. Leading off for them is Kyle Hennington, the center fielder, with Zane Skansky playing left field and batting second. The shortstop, Michael Ball, will hit third with Unsang Yu, the first baseman, cleaning things up. John Taylor is at third base hitting fifth with Peyton Flynn, the right fielder, in the sixth spot. Drake Bird will catch and bat seventh with Alec Hyland, the DH, hitting eighth. And rounding out the order, batting ninth, is Tyler Peterson. He will be the second baseman. Max Petty from Sacramento State, 6'3", 198 pounds, from Rockland, Washington. He's a lefty, going up against a left-hander at the plate here in Kyle Hennington. So Petty is ready. Hennington is ready. Let's do it here in Longview. And Petty's first pitch is a strike. And we are underway at exactly 7 o'clock p.m. as already we're seeing James Bradwell get a couple tosses in the bullpen. Next one from Petty. Swung on and golfed foul. No balls and 2 strikes to him. And this man up Hennington for Cascade. He's only making his second appearance of the season for the team. He is 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Now the 0-2 is tapped and dribbled. That's going to be called fair. It lands in the batter's box, and moving around and picking it up is Weber to send him down for out number 1. So a little bit of a strange play to get things going here. That one was fouled away, or at least he only got a piece of it. It looked like it might have been foul, but it stayed in the box, and umpire called it fair, so here we go. Zane Skonski now to the plate. He's hitting .357 for this squad with a homer and 4 runs batted in. First offering from Petty is high and inside for a ball, 1-0. Defense behind the Black Bears starter today is Henry Mensch in left, Brock Mortensen in center, and Jacob Stinson in right field. As lefty kicks, fires, and clips that inside corner, 1-1. Brock Bozette mans the hot corner with Matthew Schwartz at short, Matty Fung at second base, and Jaden Shepard at first. Behind the plate making the calls is Wilson Weber, and Max Petty is on the mound delivering the 1-1, which is a little bit low off speed, tumbled a little too far down. 2 balls and 1 strike coming on up from Max Petty against Zane Stansky. Yesterday was a big game for Cascade. It was only their second win of the season, and their last one came way back on June 24th against Walla Walla. They won 10-2. Overall, they're 2-7 this year, as Stansky fouls one back, 2-2. Overall, as a team, they hit .225 with a .328 on-base percentage and a .314 slugging percentage. And they have a .616 ERA as Petty rings him up, catches him on the outside corner, and will send him down for out number 2, his first strikeout of the evening.
Stepping up to bat now is number 8, Michael Ball for the Cascade Collegiate.
And as Michael Ball steps to the plate, here are the numbers on Max Petty this season. In 6 appearances, 3 starts. This will be his 7th and 4th of those, respectively. He's 0-1 with a 3.94 ERA, 11 strikeouts to 4 walks in 16 innings pitched, and a 1.56 whip. As Ball slices this one foul over on the right side, and the count 0-1. This is the largest crowd by far that I've seen here at David Story Field this season, and we're loving it, loving the atmosphere, loving the energy. It's Petty's 0-1. Misses a bit inside. 1 ball and 1 strike, says Ross Working, today's home plate umpire. And joining him on the crew is Jacob Trotter. He's out there in the field down the first base line. 1-1 from Petty. And that drops in for a strike, down and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes coming on up for the Black Bears lefty. Petty's been a bit of a swingman for his team. He's had more relief appearances in league play. Now getting a chance to start as he gets a swing and a miss. Strike 3 ball. Swings right on top of that curveball and is sent down for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. Back-to-back strikeouts by Petty to wrap it up as we head to the bottom of the first with your Black Bears coming to bat for the first time. You're tuned in to Cowlitz Black Bears Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. Bottom of the first inning, and it's going to be Parker Goen on the mound for Cascade Collegiate. He's 0-1 this season with a 3.37 ERA and 7 strikeouts, 6 walks. He's making his 3rd appearance of the year, his 2nd start for the team, as he'll face off against this lineup for the Cowlitz Black Bears. Brock Bozette leads things off at third base with Brock Mortensen in center field hitting second. The three-hitter is Jacob Stinson, another left-hander, in right field with Wilson Weber cleaning it up at catcher. Henry Mensch is in left field batting fifth with Kerry Arbolita designated hitting in the sixth spot. Jaden Shepard over at first base hits seventh with Matthew Schwartz, the shortstop, in the eight hole, and rounding it out is the second baseman, another left-hander for the Black Bears, Matty Fung. So those are your starting nine today for a Cowlitz squad that lost its chance at a three-game winning streak, but came very close, especially Jaden Shepard with the dramatic 2 RBI base hit in the bottom of the ninth with 2 downs, but just fell short after an array of strange plays and calls over in the top of the 10th. So they'll try to get a more definitive lead here today as Bozette steps up to the plate. Brock is on a 9-game on-base streak as he takes one low for a ball, 1-0. And Foley for Bozette on the season. He's hitting .277 with 18 hits and 65 at-bats. That 18 hit mark leads the team. Also leads the team with 16 runs batted in. He's got a double and a home run. Next offering to Bozette is low, 2-0. Bozette also 14 strikeouts, but that's more testament to how many at-bats that he's had. He leads the team in that number with 65, and also this is his 19th game. The Black Bears have played 25. So the 2-0 is hit in the air, high to left field. Ranging over is Stansky, and he'll make the grab in the shadows for out number 1. Very tough to hit one out here at David Story Field, especially over to left with that wind blowing on in there. And with that, here comes Brock Mortensen up here to the plate from UC Santa Barbara. Mortensen is making his 9th appearance for the team. He has 5 hits in 24 at-bats. He has a double, a home run, and 3 runs batted in, hitting .208 on the season with a .321 on-base percentage and a slugging average of .375 as he takes the first one down and outside from the right-hander going 1-0. Mortensen looking to get hot. He started off with a hot bat for the Black Bears and then had a bit of a tough series in Walla Walla, so looking to course correct here before the final 6 games of league play in the first half. Mortensen hits one off the end and fouls it over the Black Bears dugout on the first base side, 1-1. Overall, the Black Bears hitting .228 as a team with a .322 on-base percentage and a .327 slugging percentage. Here's the 1-1. And Mortensen with the uppercut swing, foul tips it into the glove of Drake Bird. 1 ball and 2 strikes. A 1-2-3 inning for Max Petty got us here to the bottom of the first, unscathed, so the Black Bears can try and take a lead here. As the 1-2 swung on and golfed into the air to right field. Flynn is there and will make the grab for the second out as he ranges over a bit to his left side to put him away. And with Jacob Stinson coming up, here comes the defense for Cascade Collegiate. They've got Zane Skansky in left with Kyle Hennington in center field. Over in right is Peyton Flynn. Yusong Yu is at first base with Tyler Peterson at the Keystone, Michael Ball at short, and John Taylor at third base. Behind the plate is Drake Bird. And on the mound is Parker going as Jacob Stinson hits one lazily into the air over to the shortstop Ball, who is right there to make the grab and put him away for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. Let's go to the top of the second. A scoreless tie with Cascade coming to bat. You're tuned in to Cowlitz Black Bears Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. Top of the second inning, And we are sitting in a scoreless tie. Max Petty threw a 1-2-3 inning with back-to-back strikeouts to close things out in the top of the first, as Cascade will send up Woo-Sung Yu, John Taylor, and Peyton Flynn all up to the plate to try to make something happen. And on this July 3rd, Independence Day Eve,
Number 30, Woo-Sung Yu.
Cascade wearing their road grays with Cascade written across the front in block letters in green. As the first offering from Petty is popped up on the right side. Fung is ranging over to his left and will make the catch after a last-second adjustment and will send him down for out number 1. That's 4 in a row for Petty to start this game. Cascade also with dark green numbers on the back, green belts as well with gray pants, with green piping going down the left and right on the outside of the legs, green socks and green batting helmets, also with green caps with golden brims and the Cascade C on the front in gold as well. So one down, here comes John Taylor, who really took it to the Black Bears yesterday. Went 2 for 4 with the run scored, a walk and an RBI, and swings and misses at that low offering from Petty, 0-1. Petty shakes off the first sign, gets ready to go against the left-hander. As the next one to Taylor, another swing and a miss, a late hack that time, as Petty pounds the outside corner, 0-2. And Taylor this year hitting .259 in his 8th game. 7 hits, 27 at-bats, 3 doubles, 1 triple, and 4 driven in as he swings at the last one down and away and is sent down on strikes. Max Petty with 3 Ks out of his first 5 outs. For Max Petty this season, a little bit of up and down action for him. Sitting he's pitching to a 3.94 ERA. Some games he's hot, other games not so much. And right now, off to a really hot start as he's retired 5 in a row. Pitches one inside to Flynn, who swings and misses 0-1. Petty was looked upon to be a guy in the starting rotation for the Black Bears, also a reliable left-handed reliever. He's been that at times, and other times he has struggled a little bit, but right now he's got his stuff, and when he has it, he's really got it as he pounds the outside corner 0-2. And the coaches have always liked what they've seen out of him. And this is why right now we're seeing it in front of us. 0-2. And Weber tried to frame it, but could not pull it over the black enough. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, and Petty's peripherals are really nice too. His FIP is below his ERA as he gets another swing and a miss. Strike 3, Max Petty. Starting off a dominant performance here. He already has 4 strikeouts and back-to-back to end this inning just like he did in the top of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. Let's go to the bottom of the second with the Black Bears coming to bat. You are tuned in to Black Bears Baseball on KEDO and on YouTube. Scoreless tie in the bottom of the second here at David Story Field between the Black Bears and Cascade Collegiate as Wilson Weber, Henry Mensch, and Kerry Arbolita, a trio of right-handers, due to come up against another inning from Parker Goen, who retired the first 3 in order. Wilson Weber, as well as the rest of the Cowlitz Black Bears,
Military Appreciation Night presented by Pac-Tech Construction
are out there wearing their black jerseys, trimmed in orange. They have the Cowlitz Black Bears C on the top left with the white trim. Also on the back, they've got numbers in orange, trimmed in white. White pants with orange piping down the outside of the left and right pant legs, orange socks, and today they're wearing the Cal's Black Bears trucker hats. I love it. It's got a truck on top with a white face. It's a mostly black cap, and the Black Bears logo on the side of a semi. First pitch from Goen is a breaking ball that misses upstairs above Weber's head, 1-0. Wilson having a nice year for the Black Bears. 11 hits and 54 at-bats, 4 runs scored for him. Now, he's got a 204 average, but he's driven in 11 and has an on-base percentage of 267 and a slugging of 389 as he pokes one the other way, high in the air. This is going deep into right field on the track, and Peyton Flynn is right there with his back to the wall to make the grab for out number 1. So Weber gives it a ride, but just not far enough, as there's one away here in the bottom of the second. Henry Mensch is coming on up to the plate. Mensch, 17 for 60, 11 runs scored, or rather 17 for 51, 11 runs scored. Sitting .333 with a .433 on-base percentage and a team-leading .627 slugging as he takes one in for a ball, 1-0. He also leads the team with 3 home runs, and he's knocked in 9 this season. That is tied for third with Jaden Shepard. They're both behind Wilson Weber with 11 and Brock Bozette with 16. 1-0, Mensch puts down a bunt, and it's a good one right in between the pitcher and the catcher. No play for them, and the big power bat in the Black Bears order gets a bunt single. How about that? Well, that'll boost that average up a little bit as Kerry Arboleda will step on up there. So first hit of the game for the Black Bears. Arboleda with a chance to maybe move him over. Arboleda hitting .265. He's really had a resurgence in the second part of this first half of play. 13 hits and 49 at-bats, 2 doubles, and a home run. He's also knocked in a .339 on-base percentage and a .367 slugging as they check on Weber at first base, but the throw was not in time. Mensch has stolen 5 times without being caught. Second on the team behind Toriano Sweet. First one, Arboleda, is hit hard and sliced foul into the netting, and it's going to stay inside the ballpark, and it's caught off a hop by a fan over there. And the count 0-1. Man, I love seeing the Black Bears in the trucker hats today. Those are big sellers down at the merch tent over on the left field line. I got to get myself one of those. So with one down, Mensch about 8 feet off the bag on first base, going from the stretch, delivers, and Arboleda sails one into right field again, hooking towards the corner, going deep, and that's going to land at the wall. Mensch is going to round second and head for third as Arboleda trots into second with a stand-up double. The Black Bears in business with 2 in scoring position and 1 down. And unlike the one that Weber hit, Arboleda's ball just kept on carrying.
All right, up now
as Jaden Shepard up with a chance to do some damage. Shepard hitting 196, but he did knock in 2 yesterday in a big spot with 2 down in the bottom of the 9th to tie the game. He's 11 hits and 56 at-bats, 3 doubles, and 1 home run for Jaden on the season. First one to him misses for a ball, 1-0. Shepard on the season hitting 160 with runners in scoring position. He is 4 for 25. He's the most at-bats on the team with runners on second, third, or both. Next one to him is a check swing, and that's downstairs, no appeal, 2-0. As a squad, the Black Bears hitting 197 with runners in scoring position, which is way up from where they were at the beginning of the Corvallis series a couple of weeks ago, where they were hitting just 144. Their best hitter in those spots is hitting .313, and that's Wilson Weber as a swing and a miss from Shepard on an off-speed pitch changes the count to 2-1. The Black Bears are 12-11-1, 8-10 in the West Coast League. They are 4th in the South, 6 games back, not quite eliminated just yet, as the 2-1 is a high chopper by Shepard, and that's going to go over toward the third base side.
This summer, make sure
ball going to be retrieved by Riku Nishida, who's wearing Dawson Martin's catching helmet backwards on his head. Man, he's a character. I love having him on this team. 2-2 to Shepard. Foul ball after falling, or rather staying ahead, 2-1, as the next one from the righty is a check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did, and Shepard is down on strikes to put 2 men away. Here's Matthew Schwartz. Schwartz with 16 hits and 59 at-bats. He's hitting .271. He's another guy that's been coming on around for this team. He was sitting in the low 200s earlier and has been on quite the streak lately. It's 2 doubles and 4 runs batted in as he takes a strike on the outside. Black 0-1. Schwartz also with an on-base percentage of .353 and a slugging of .305. His batting average with balls in play, though, at .333, so that's nice and high as he slaps one foul into the netting and falls behind 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes with 2 down here in the bottom of the second inning. We're in the scoreless tie. The Black Bears with a couple of base hits in this frame, including the double by Kerry Arboleda. Going now comes set from the extreme third base side of the rubber. And kicks, delivers the 0-2. Schwartz swings and misses. The ball is dropped. Here comes the throw to first. It's in time. And Schwartz is down for the final out of the inning. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left aboard. The top of the third coming up with Cascade Collegiate coming to bat in a scoreless tie. You are tuned in to Cowlitz Black Bears Baseball right here on KEDO and on YouTube.
Out there for the
top of the third, Max Petty looking to continue his dominant start to this ball game out here. He's retired all 6 that he's faced and collected 4 strikeouts, so a great 2-inning stretch for him as he tries to continue it against Drake Bird, Alec Highland, and Tyler Peterson, the 7, 8, and 9 batters in the Cascade Collegiate order. Well, the story so far out here today, the Black Bears were able to get a couple of men aboard, but could not push them across with 1 down and runners on second and third, and now Petty trying to keep a clean slate up there on the scoreboard. First offering is a fastball strike on the outside corner. 0-1 coming up to Drake Bird. As the next offering is a big swing and a miss there at the elevated fastball. 0-2. Bird just making his second appearance for Cascade Collegiate. He has 2 hits and 4 at-bats, a run scored, a double, and an RBI. As the 0-2 just misses high and outside with the off-speed. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Petty today at only 23 pitches, 18 for strikes, and that's what he does out there. Petty likes to fill up the zone. On the season, 67.5% of his pitches have gone over the plate as he gets another swing and miss from Bird. Sends him down for out number 1. That's 5 strikeouts already for Petty.
Alec Highland, designated hitter for the Collegiates.
Petty is 4th on the team with that strike throwing percentage. First place goes over to Isaac Martinez. He's at 67.9%. Overall, the Black Bears like to have pitches over the plate. As they said, at 62.1% as Petty is able to cross it this time again. 0-1 against the right-handed hitting Highland. As he slaps one foul with a lot of spin that curves over and will leave the ballpark over on the right side out of play. Count 0-2.
Before your next adventure, stop at Bob's.
Highland, a new member of this team. Well, this will be his first appearance at the plate for Cascade Collegiate. Again, they are more of a feeder team, a non-league squad that is kept around to fill out the schedule, especially with the Canadian teams not playing this year. And guys go up and down, get signed, or 10-day guys get sent over down there, as we've seen with Yusong Yu. He was having a good season for Bend, but he got sent down. And actually, our very own Jeffrey Nelson was on a non-league team, the Portland Gherkins, and what a pickup he's been for the Black Bears. That pitch missed from Petty, so now the 1-2 is a high Baltimore chop above the mound. Petty tried to barehand it, now sidearms it over to first, and it goes off of Shepard's glove. So Petty was trying to make a slick play over there. And I believe the error is going to be assigned to Petty there.
Up to bat now is number 2. His name, Tyler Peterson.
So that is the first base runner allowed of this game. Comes in on an error as Tyler Peterson, the lefty, steps on up there. First one to him is a fastball strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Peterson hitting .500, 2 hits and 4 at-bats in 1 game played, and has not knocked in a run, nor has he scored. He has struck out twice, though. Petty kicks, delivers, and misses downstairs, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 to the lefty, and it is skied in the air on the left side, and that'll hook foul. Ooh, I think that might have hit the roof of the merch tent.
Sponsor of tonight's game is Cowlitz.
Well, we're hoping that hope Riley's okay in there. I mean, that tent is pretty big and should protect you from any baseballs coming on out there. 1 ball and 2 strikes coming on up to Peterson. Next one is just below the knees. Weber is able to put the block on it, though, as it kind of came in and out of his glove. And we'll even the count out at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Petty again off to a red-hot start. A strike throwing machine has thrown 3/4 of his pitches over the plate as the 2-2. Once again punched foul over on the left, and that'll clear the bleachers and once again land out of play. 6 league games coming on up for the Black Bears, as today their final non-league game, all against divisional opponents. They'll travel to Portland starting on Tuesday and conclude that series on Thursday before welcoming the Ridgefield Raptors for a very exciting weekend series in the 3 home games of the Columbia River Cup for the Black Bears. Here's the payoff, and this is chopped over to second. Fung dives and cannot make the play with his outstretched glove, so that ball will find a home over in right field. Stinson fires it in, and it's the first hit of the ball game for Cascade Collegiate, as they now have 2 on with 1 away. And Kyle Hennington, who grounded out to start the ball game, comes on up. The left-hander will face off against the Black Bears southpaw. So Highland on second, Peterson on first base, and Max Petty trying to work out of his toughest jam that he's faced so far in this game. Runner on first not being held on, as this is a grounder right over to short. Schwartz misses it as it hits off the heel of his glove and goes into center field. So Schwartz tried to pick it up on the side to try to collect the 6-3 unassisted double play. Instead, it's an error for him, and that was an issue for the Black Bears yesterday. They were plagued by 4 errors.
Up now, number 11, Zane Sconsi.
As Zane Sconsi comes up now with the bases loaded and just 1 down. So the Black Bears were a play away from an inning-ending double play. And now instead it's the bases loaded with 1 away, and Stancy takes one inside 1-0. So Petty with a long look in now. Highland on an error, Peterson with a hit, and Hennington also an error, as this is hit in the air, foul on the right side. 1 ball and 1 strike. Black Bears looking to get hot, heading into the final stretch of the first half of the season before everything goes and resets. And the Black Bears take on Corvallis at home on the 14th. 1-1 is hit in the air to right field. Stinson's going to run in on it, make the catch. The runner's going to tag from third. Here comes the throw. It goes through. Weber with the tag. And no, he is just barely in there, as Weber could not hang on to that baseball. So it's a sacrifice fly for Zane Skanski. And Cascade Collegiate take the early 1-0 lead here in the top of the third inning.
Michael Ball.
Unfortunately for the Black Bears, nobody else tagged, so there's a force at any infield base, third, second, or first, as Michael Ball comes up and hits one high in the air and deep to left. Going back towards the track is Mensch, and he'll make the grab for the final out of the inning. So Ball gives one a ride, but cannot do too much with it. However, Cascade Collegiate score 1 run on 1 hit, 2 errors, and leave 2 aboard. Let's go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Your Black Bears trail it by 1, and we'll come on up to bat in the bottom of the 3rd. You're tuned in to Cowlitz Black Bears Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. Here we go in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Fung, Bozette, Mortensen come on up as they try to punch back against Cascade Collegiate. There was a lot of that going on in yesterday's game. In the first 2 innings in which the Cascade Collegiate squad scored, the Black Bears were able to bounce right back. And then, of course, in the bottom of the 9th, after not scoring for quite some time, Cowlitz were able to tie the game up before, unfortunately, ultimately losing the game 8-7 in 10 innings. Left-hander from UC Davis is coming on up to the plate. Matty Fung, who's making his 15th appearance for Cowlitz this season. He's 6'4", 45, a 133 average. He's knocked in 2, has a pair of doubles on the season.
Up to bat now is number 1, Matty Fung.
Comes up with a 264 on-base percentage. He does have 8 walks. Fung lefty against the right-hander, and the first pitch from him is hit in the air to left field. Looking towards foul ground, racing over Skansky, and that one's going to one-hop into the picnic area right in front of Bob's Sporting Goods party deck. The count 0-1. Well, since that ball bounced over into the corner, let's give you the Black Bears dimensions here at David Story Field. 306 down the left field line with 342. The distance in the power alley in left center. To dead center field, it is 387, and over in right field, we'll have to hit the ball 326 feet to clear it right over by the foul pole. An 0-1 coming on up to Fung, as this is low, below the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Cascade sending up Parker going. He's making his 2nd start of the season as Fung chops one over to the first baseman, and it's picked by Yu, who's able to win the race to the bag and put Fung away for the first out of the inning. And the lineup now flips over as Brock Bozette going to step on up.
Brock Bozette.
He is 0 for 1 today.
Make some noise for Brock.
Brock hit a hard line drive in the gap in left center, but was retired by Kyle Hennington, who raced on over to make the grab. First pitch, he squares around a bunt, pulls it back, and that misses down and out for a ball, 1-0. Parker going, the right-hander on the mound. In his last appearance, through a pair of shutout frames and a 5-1 loss to Bellingham, he walked 2 and struck out 3. And now his 1-0 to Bozette is fouled straight back, so Bozette was right on it. Evens the count at 1-1. Against Walla Walla on June 23rd, though, Parker went 6 innings and allowed 6 runs, 3 earned on 9 hits. Struck out 4 and walked 4 as well. So the Black Bears looking for more of that type of performance as they try to come back from this 1-0 deficit. Here's the 1-1 as Bozette takes a changeup strike down and inside. Falls behind now 1-2. So we mentioned Bozette coming in with a 9-game on-base streak. And that's why he finds himself at the top of this Cowlitz order. Now the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Going gets him chasing in the dirt with that nice curveball. That's 2 in a row it's tied for Cowlitz. Brock Mortensen comes on up. He's 0 for 1 with a flyout to right field. Mortensen now in a bit of a skid here, looking to get hot. Manager Brian Burr is still having a lot of faith in him, though, hitting him second in the order. First one to Mortensen is crushed high, but got way under it as that's going to sail foul and out of play on the left side, rather. No balls and 1 strike. And Mortensen had a gem of a season for UC Santa Barbara, hitting 15 home runs in 60 games. Also hitting .296 as he sees one high and outside, 1-1. And again, this will be the final time the Black Bears play a non-league game, as the schedule is still fairly full for Cascade Collegiate. They'll take on Corvallis on the 16th and then head to Wenatchee for the 17th and the 18th before playing Bellingham again on the 27th and 28th of the month, and then we'll conclude their year with one more game against Walla Walla on Friday, August 6th. So Mortensen fouls one on the right side this time, now is behind 1-2. See if Goen goes back to that curveball here that he got Bozette to chase. He does, as Mortensen chops one over to the first baseman, Yu. He's going to flip it over to Goen, who stamps on the bag and will retire him for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. The Black Bears sent down an order for the second time in 3 innings as we go to the top of the 4th. Cascade up 1-0 and coming to bat. You are tuned in to Cowlitz Black Bears baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO.
It's always harder than it looks.
Top of the 4th inning now. Yu, Taylor, Flynn due up for Cascade Collegiate against another outing from Max Petty. This part of the order went 0 for 3 the first time through, so Petty looking to duplicate that after a small hiccup in the 3rd inning where the defense didn't quite help him out there. So, of course, that run unearned that he surrendered off of those 2 errors, and the defense and Petty both looking to bounce back in the top of the 4th. First pitch from the southpaw is a fastball strike on the outside corner, 0-1. That was Petty's 41st pitch. So very efficient thus far through 3+ as he misses high and outside to Yu, who's made a couple of nice plays at first base. 1 ball and 1 strike coming on up. And true to form, especially with the holiday coming up, we saw Corby patrolling the grounds here. And wearing a star-spangled cape, as many of our staff members are wearing headbands today with either sparklers or Carrie Gateau, our head administrator, wearing one with 2 blue pinwheels on her head. I said it looks fast, like she's moving super fast all around. That one fouled away by Yu, and he's behind now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Both pitchers today really dealing well, filling up the zone. As Petty's 1-2 breaking ball is hit high and deep to left field. Going back on it is Mensch near the track, and he's there to make the grab for out number 1 again. Very hard to hit one out to left field here at David Story with that wind coming right in above the Lower Columbia College side. So here's John Taylor, who struck out swinging his first time, as Petty was just toying with him up there. Left-hander kicks, delivers the first one, and misses high and outside for a ball, 1-0. Well, the next time the Black Bears will play will be on the 6th, as they'll have 2 days off. No game on the 4th nor the 5th, and then they'll travel to Portland for a trio of ball games over there, as Petty's next delivery misses high. 2 balls and no strikes coming on up. And those games will be on KEDO or KEDO AM, however you decide to listen. As this is a strike at the knees from Petty. 2 balls and 1 strike. And all of those upcoming games will be at 7:05 p.m. Pacific time as Portland starts their games a bit later. Petty now missing down and outside, 3-1. Yeah, most of Portland's home games will be at 7:05 p.m. And that is the Black Bears' only road trip out there. 3-1 is in the dirt, ball 4. So after not surrendering a walk all contest, he puts Taylor aboard on 5 pitches and sends up Peyton Flynn, who was also 0 for 1 with a strikeout.
18, Peyton Flynn.
And up to this point, Petty had only walked 4 batters in 19 1/3 innings, so really keeping that number low. Now he's got Taylor on first base with 1 down. He kicks, delivers the first one. He gets a swing and a miss from Flynn, 0-1. Cascade Collegiate have stolen 15 bases on 18 attempts. That's good for a 83.3%. As Taylor does not have any. Petty gets another swing and a miss from Flynn at the off-speed pitch, 0-2. 1 away, 0-2 count coming up against Peyton Flynn, making his first appearance of the season for Cascade Collegiate. Now the 0-2. Cut on a miss, strike 3. Max Petty punches out his 6th batter of the evening to send him down for out number 2, and Petty is on fire on the mound.
Up now, number 36, Drake Bird.
Here's Drake Bird, another strikeout victim. He was part of 3 in a row between the 2nd and 3rd innings. First one to him is on the outside corner for a strike. Nice job by Weber to get that frame across. Count 0-1 with 2 away. Cascade lead at 1-0 over Cowlitz in the top of the 4th. As the 0-1 is grounded over to short, a slow roller. Picked up on the backhand by Schwartz, who fires across the diamond. Shepard with the stretch. And the catch to put him away for the final out of the inning. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left aboard. Bottom of the 4th coming on up with your Black Bears coming to bat, trailing by 1. You are tuned in to Cowlitz Black Bears Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. Top 4, Stinson, Weber, Mensch, a very dangerous, some would say lethal part of the Black Bears order. A lot of big-time hits from the lefty, righty combination as Parker Goen is trying to continue his clean slate out there. Has not surrendered a hit since that 2nd inning, where Mensch and Arboleda went back-to-back with very different hits. Mensch with the bunt single right in between the catcher and the pitcher, and Kerry Arboleda with a blast over into right field that got him over to second quite easily. So Goen continuing to toss as he's thrown just 33 pitches in 3 innings. It's 11 per. That is a spectacular number for him. So here's Stinson, who popped out to ball to end the top of the, or rather the bottom of the 1st inning. Stinson leads the team with 6 multi-hit games, and going into yesterday's contest, he had 4 in a row before making a pinch hit appearance. First one to the lefty is upstairs for a ball, 1-0. And Stinson also does well at working the walk up there at the plate. He drew his 7th of the season to boost his on-base percentage to .435 going into today's game. Here's the 1-0, and that is a changeup strike on the outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to the University of Nevada Reno outfielder.
Tonight we love a loud crowd out here.
Stinson with the bat on his shoulder and a slightly open stance gets ready for the 1-1 on the way. And this time a fastball down and away from him. 1-2. The Black Bears coaches in their usual spots. Shane McCarroll, who's returned for this series, is over there on the first base side with the hitting coach / third base coach, Aaron Matthews. Down over on the left, Corey Keir is the pitching coach with Brian Burris managing this squad as Stinson swings and misses by that one from Goen and is sent down for the first out of the inning. That is Stinson's 7th strikeout of the year. He does not strike out very often. So up coming now is Wilson Weber, 0 for 1 with a soaring flyout. Over into right field his first trip as he takes that curveball right on the black on the outside. 0-1. What a pitch from Parker Goen. The Black Bears were able to put the bat on the ball in the second, but nothing since as Weber gets the top of that hanging curveball and fouls it right back. 0-2. Cowlitz just looking to get some traffic on the base paths. They're only trailing by 1, and that 1 run came in off a couple of defensive mishaps. As the 0-2 to Weber is a little too far down and away this time, so Goen missing his spot. 1-2 coming on up to the future University of Oregon Beaver. Or my mistake, Oregon State Beaver. I don't know why I was thinking University of Oregon. Very different between the orange and green. Of course, those two rival schools as Weber swings and misses at the changeup high and outside and is sent down on strikes for the second out. Parker Goen is spinning together a really nice appearance with 5 strikeouts.
Stepping up now is number 9, Henry Mensch.
But he trails Petty 6 for today. Mensch is 1 for 1 with a bunt single. Let's see what he's got in store this time around with 2 down. First one to the right-hander is a fastball on the outside edge. 0-1. To the Portland State right-handed batter. Well, once again, my mistake, University of Portland, as this is trickled foul over on the right side, and the count 0-2. I'm mixing up my U's and my states today. We'll straighten it out moving forward. Bases clear, 2 down, bottom of the 4th. 1-0 Cascade Collegiate. Righty as Goen looking to send Mensch down for his 6th strikeout of the evening. Here's the 0-2, and Mensch is going to hit this one in the air to right field. Flynn races in towards the line and ranges over to make the grab and put him down for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the top of the 5th. Cascade Collegiate 1, Black Bears 0. As Cascade coming on up to bat. You're tuned in to Cowlitz Black Bears Baseball right here on KEDO and on YouTube. Top 5, Alec Hyland, Tyler Peterson, Kyle Hennington. 2 up for Cascade Collegiate. That is 8-9-1 against another inning from Max Petty, who's been sharp, allowing just 1 unearned run on 1 hit, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts today. So Hyland was one of the batters that took advantage of an error, and he came around to score. He is the lone scorer of today's affair. A tall right-hander with the long Wilson Weber-like locks spilling out of the back of his batting helmet. As Petty comes set, about to deliver pitch number 55. First one is scooped in the air over on the right end. In foul ground, Shepard is there and has plenty of room to make the grab. There's 1 away. Well, that's what you love to see as a pitcher and a coach, as 1 pitch, 1 down sends up Tyler Peterson, who has the only hit of the game.
Up now,
for
number 2,
Cascade. He's
Tyler
1 for 1
Peterson.
with a single that just went beyond Matty Fung's glove as he dove to try to stop it from entering right field. First one to the lefty, squares around a bunt and hits it off the end of the barrel, but that's going to tap foul behind home plate, 0-1.
With great reviews and affordable rates, the official hospitality partner of the Black Bears Guest House Inn and
The Black Bears trail it by 1. Petty is really keeping them in this ball game as they wait for the offense to come back around. There's the 0-1, and this is chucked in the air on the left side. Bozette giving chase. He's near the fence, and he puts his hands out, but he's going to run out of room as that goes into a packed set of bleachers over there, and 0-2 now the count on Tyler Peterson. Man, Abby must have worked really hard over there today in the ticket office along with Tony to fill out these seats. You love to see it as the 0-2 is down and inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And of course, we have our fireworks extravaganza coming on up. So, hey, you still have time maybe to race on over and grab some tickets into the ballpark to catch those after the game as Petty gets another swing and miss from Tyler Peterson, and he sends him down on strikes. That is K number 7 for Petty today in just 4 2/3 innings pitched. How about him?
Top of the lineup with 24, Kyle Hennington.
Kyle Hennington now comes on up 0 for 2. Has hit the ball on the ground twice. He's reached on an error and grounded out as he cuts on and misses at that down and away offering. 0-1 coming on up. This game a pitcher's duel so far. You can tell by the game time as the 0-1 is trickled just barely through the hole over on the left side and in front of Mensch for a base hit. So that one just off the end of the bat. Enough to get the job done and put a second hit on the board for Cascade and their first base runner of the inning on.
Number 11, Zane Sconsi.
Zane Skonski to the plate. He has hit a sacrifice fly and struck out. First offering to him is a big hack and a foul tip into the glove of Weber. 0-1. Petty is making these Cascade Collegiate batters look a little silly up there as he's changing his speeds efficiently, and adding to that, he's hitting his spot, so he's got his best stuff out there today. Now the 0-1 is down and in for a strike with that slider. No balls and 2 strikes coming on up to the 2-hitter in the Cascade order. Shepard holding Henningsen on first base. 2 down, 1-0 Cascade lead. As the 0-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. Max Petty is dealing out there on the mound like a Vegas card shark. And he sends him down for the 8th strikeout for him today in the final out of the inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left aboard. Let's go to the bottom of the 5th. We're halfway through, only 52 minutes into this contest as the Black Bears look to push a couple across in the bottom of the 5th. You're tuned in to Cowlitz Baseball right here on 99.1 FM, 1400 AM, KEDO Longview Kelso, and of course on YouTube. Pitcher's duel out there on the mound between Parker Goen and Max Petty. And to say Petty blinked first doesn't really give a testament to how well he's pitched today. He's given up 1 unearned run today. Both pitchers have surrendered just a pair of hits, as Kerry Arboleda has tagged one of them for your Black Bears. He's 1 for 1 with a double to deep right field. That pushed Henry Mensch to third, but neither man was able to come around to score. So the first one to carry is a breaking ball that he hits off the handle of the bat on a couple of bounces to the shortstop. Ball on the run, makes the throw, and it completes it just barely. As you with a nice stretch over there puts Arboleda down for out number 1. So here comes Jaden Shepard. He's 0 for 1 with the strikeout.
First baseman Jaden Shepard.
First offering to Jaden is high and away for a ball, 1-0. Jaden's got his family here today. He got a chance to talk to them right before we interviewed him on the postgame show. He's very happy to have them around. It's always better to play in front of your family. It makes such a big difference as Shepard slices one away, 1-1. Yeah, my parents and grandparents came to almost every single one of my games. And the one game that my mom missed, she was in the hospital for just something simple, nothing too serious, and of course she's okay from it now as Shepard takes one at the knees. 1-2 to Jaden Shepard, and the one game my mom missed was the only home run I ever hit, so I made sure to bring her the ball. As the 1-2 to Shepard is in there for a strike on the outside corner, and Jaden is sent down looking for out number 2 for going. That is strikeout number 6 on just 49 pitches. Right now, not a lot of offensive fireworks on this 4th of July Eve as Matthew Schwartz comes on up. He's 0 for 1 with the strikeout. First one from going is a fastball, but just off the edge outside, 1-0. The Black Bears offense has been trending upward lately, but today being shut out by Parker Goen as a swing and a miss by Schwartz on that curve. Puts him even in the count, 1-1. Isaac Martinez up and about in the bullpen, but I don't think that'll come on in this game as the 1-1 again off the black, 2-1 to Schwartz. And the Black Bears have not had a base runner since the second inning when they had those back-to-back hits. As Goen delivers the 2-1, Schwartz slices that one over on the right side, and the count even at 2-2. 10 Black Bears in a row have been retired since Kerry Arboleda's double back in the second. Deuces wild now, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Coming up to Schwartz. Goen delivers, and Schwartz swings and misses, and this is down in the dirt. Bird can't find it. Schwartz racing down. He's safe. So it's strikeout number 7 for Goen, but Bird could not get his bearings, and the Black Bears catch a huge break as Schwartz is able to beat out that throw on the drop third strike. Now the Black Bears erase that 10-in-a-row streak. Now trying to start another different kind of one as Fung to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Schwartz has stolen 2 bases on 3 tries. As a team, the Black Bears are 37 for 44. Great percentage, sitting there at 84%. And now the first offering coming on into Fung is a strike at the knees. 0-1. Parker Goen 55 pitches, 40 of them have gone for strikes. That is an absurdly high 72.7% for the righty. As now the 0-1 misses up and in. Fung able to get his elbows out of the way that time. And now both parts of the count match the back of his jersey, 1-1. Schwartz with a huge lead about 12 feet off the bag. Let's see if they get him moving. Now instead just gets the secondary as Fung takes one low, 2-0. The Black Bears have not scored despite 2 hits. They have left 2 aboard. They have also committed a pair of errors as Cascade Collegiate have played perfectly in the field. No errors. 1 run, 2 hits, and 4 left aboard. So now the 2-1 on the way. Fung takes one down and in, but that is a change-up strike. And now again, deuces wild on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 down. Schwartz reached on a drop third strike. That was 7 for Goen. Matching, or rather, 1 away from matching Petty's total. He's got 8. Now the 2-2. Swung on and foul tipped into the glove of Drake Bird. So he's sent down on strikes. For out number 3, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody, or rather 1 left aboard as we go to the top of the 6th. We are still a minute away from an hour into this ball game due to 16 total strikeouts for both sides. Cascade Collegiate lead 1-0 as they come to bat. You're tuned into Black Bears Baseball on YouTube and KEDO. We're getting into the meat of the Cascade Collegiate order here in the top of the 6th inning. They lead at 1-0 against the Black Bears as Michael Ball, Un-Sung Yu, and John Taylor will step on up as Petty is tossing himself a gem. No earned runs through 5+, 8 strikeouts, just 2 hits allowed as the breaking ball misses high near the letters of Ball, 1-0. Ball is 0 for 2. He has flied out to deep left field and struck out today as he hits one off the end of the bat and soars one into the netting behind home plate, or rather, no, that went over the press box. So back to the concourse, 1-1. And the story today, just excellent pitching, as this game might rival the Black Bears' shortest contest ever. It's the next one, the ball misses high. 2 balls and 1 strike. The quickest game the Cowlitz Black Bears have ever played was 1 hour and 52 minutes. As a swing and a miss at the high changeup from Ball, or to Ball, makes it 2-2. And that short game was back in 2011 against the Kistap Blue Jackets, who are now the Port Angeles Lefties. The 2-2 is punched foul over on the right side, and a fan able to collect that baseball as that goes out. It's another 2-2 coming up to Michael Ball. Petty's done well to get ahead and stay ahead of batters today, as the next one is crushed into deep left. This one's going way back there. Metz going to the corner, leaps, and that one goes off the wall for a double. So a close call for the Black Bears, as that looked like it was going to clear the fence onto Bob's Sporting Goods party deck, but instead it's just a long double. As Un-Sang Yu will step on up with a runner in scoring position and nobody out in the top of the 6th. Now taking a couple swings on deck, John Taylor, as Yu tries to double his team's lead. Funk creeping in at second. First pitch is popped up foul. And that'll leave the field of play 0-1. Yu again was playing for the Bend Elks in the beginning of the season, as the 0-1 comes to him and is slapped back. No balls and 2 strikes. He was actually hitting in the middle of their order for quite some time, but he was only a 10-day player, and the positions that he plays in the field were occupied by many other guys. So when it came time for that contract to expire, he was let go and was able to get picked up by Cascade Collegiate as the 0-2. He got him. Strike 3. Yu watches one whistle right by him at the knees, and Max Petty has now struck out 9 today. So 1 down now, another lefty up, and John Taylor, who has walked and struck out. As the first offering from Petty is a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. The game high this season for strikeouts is Kelly Austin He struck out 10 against Corvallis. This next offering is fouled back, going 2. But Petty certainly making a run at it. He's got 9, and he can match that total right here. No balls, 2 strikes, and 1 down. Double play ball is in effect if you can get him to hit one on the ground. As the 0-2 on the way, just a little low below Taylor's knees. And a bit outside as well. 1 ball and 2 strikes coming up to the third baseman for Cascade Collegiate. And be sure to follow your Black Bears on all the social media platforms. Of course, even if you can't tune into the game, on Facebook, hit the like at Cowlitz Black Bears on that page. Follow them on Instagram at Cowlitz Black Bears, and of course on Twitter for scoring updates and lineup graphics at the beginning of each and every game at Cowlitz B Bears. John Taylor fouls one back. 1 ball and 2 strike coming on up to him. Double play ball is not in effect. My mistake. Ball's on second as the breaking pitch is just a bit high above Taylor's belt, and we'll even things out at 2-2. Again, Petty 1 strikeout away from double digits, and matching the Black Bears' season high this year. 2-2, kicks, fires, and fouled. This time on the left end and into the parking lot. This is when I'm happy that I did not bring my car over from New Jersey. I don't have to worry about having to make any insurance claims. Although I'm a veteran, I park far away from the ballpark. I learned my lesson. A couple years ago, I got my windshield hit. Down in a travel ball game as the 2-2 misses high from Petty, and now the count's full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Leadoff double by Michael Ball was almost a home run. And just barely stayed in on the Mount St. Helens sign out there in left. Here comes the payoff pitch from Petty. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Max Petty now with double-digit strikeouts today. Ties the Black Bears season record, well, at least for this season, with Kelly Austin, who also had 10 against Corvallis, as Peyton Flynn will step on up. He has struck out twice. And Petty really showing his stuff out there, as the first one is a swing and a miss. 0-1 to Peyton Flynn. Max Petty, in today's game, he has got off on the right foot quite often. He's thrown a first pitch strike 83% of the time. That's 5 out of 6. Here's the 0-1. And another strike at the knees. Petty flirting with K number 11 today. 1-0 Cascade Collegiate lead it on the Black Bears. Top of the 6th, 2 down. Does Petty have an 11th strikeout in his back pocket? Let's see what he goes to here against Flynn. And the 0-2 is aired out. And he'll live to fight another pitch, as that's going to land foul out of play. 1 hour and 7 minutes into this game. We're already nearly at the bottom of the 6th. Petty sets right at his stomach. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Strike 3. Max Petty spinning a gem out here today. 11 strikeouts for number 11, as he's been keeping his team in the ball game all evening long. No runs, 1 big hit, no errors, and 1 left aboard. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th. Cascade 1, Black Bears nothing, with the Black Bears coming to bat. You are tuned in to Cowlitz Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. Bottom of the 6th inning, top of the Black Bear order coming up against Parker Goen, who probably isn't going away anytime soon. He's only had 59 pitches through 5+. He has not surrendered a run and has only allowed 2 hits, no walks, and has retired 8 on strikes, including Brock Bozette the last time that he was up. Brock is 0 for 2 today. He hit a solid line drive into left field and struck out. So the third time through the order, the Black Bears looking to do some damage here. Righty against the righty. As Parker Goen does the high leg kick, delivers. Bozette squirts around a bunt and pulls it back as that pitch is high, 1-0. Lights are on here at David Story Field, though the sun is just getting started setting out there in left. Trying to make its way behind the trees as some shadows starting to dash their way across David Story as Bozette takes one up and inside, 2-0. Yeah, certainly no action going on in the bullpen for Cascade, and why would there be? Their starter is giving them all he's got as the 2-0 to Bozette is down and away. 3 balls and no strikes, and I don't think Goen's been in this count so far today. Yeah, this is the first 3-0 count. This is the first 3-ball count that he's been in all game. As he delivers the 3-0 and misses low, ball 4. So after not even getting in a 3-ball count all game long, he walks Bozette on 4 straight pitches and sets the Black Bears up here with a man on and nobody out for Brock Mortensen.
This is number 27, Brock Mortensen.
Mortensen's over 2 with a fly out and a ground out, both over to the right side. And Bozette, with his base running, is 1 for 2. He's been caught once. Nice lead off the bag as Goen in a rare situation from the stretch. Here goes Bozette, and a double clutch from Bird allows Brock to get in there easily without the throw as Goen missed high for a ball, his 5th straight pitch off the plate. So now for the 3rd time in this ball game, the Black Bears will have runners in scoring position with a man at the plate. Mortensen with a hitter's count, 1-0, and Bozette very fast over there at second base. Here's the 1-0 offering as he swings and misses, but this is going to 5-hole Bird as Bozette moves all the way over to third base. Now a swipe bag and a wild pitch. All the Black Bears have to do is hit one on the ground on the right side. And now a right-hander starting to deal.
Right now is 27, Brock Mortensen. Lots of love in here for you.
So 1-1 to Mortensen with the runner just 90 feet from home. He kicks, fires, and Brock swings and misses. That upstairs changeup from Goen has really been beaten up on these Black Bears. That is a difficult pitch to come around on. You're expecting a fastball coming in up, and by the time you realize what's happened, you've already swung around. Now the 1-2 on the way. Kicks, delivers, and this is crossed into right down the line. That's going to drop in for extra bases. Bozette will score. Mortensen is rounding first, heading for second, and they'll stop him right there. It's an RBI double for Brock Mortensen, who shows off a little flair to his bench, and the Black Bears have tied it up. It's a 1-1 ball game. Huge hit that time for Mortensen, just the 3rd of the game for Cowlitz, and once again, a leadoff walk comes back to bite a pitcher. It seems like it happens each and every time. As Jacob Stinson trots on up, looking for some more damage. Stinson is 0 for 2 with a pop out and a strikeout today. Goen now, winds, delivers, a breaking ball just drops in there for a strike. 0-1 on the outside to Stinson. Again, Jacob, the king of extra base hits for this team, and multi-hit games, rather. His 5 extra base hits, which is second on the team behind Henry Mensch and Wilson Weber, who both have 7. But in terms of multi-hit games, he's got 6 of those. 0-1 is a Baltimore chop, sky high. Going to be a tough play for Goen. Catches it in the air. Stinson is going to be easily safe over at first base, absolutely racing down the line.
Man, what did those guys have for breakfast?
So back-to-back base hits for the Black Bears.
Weber.
Put 2 on as Mortensen able to trot on over to third. Wilson Weber up to the plate. And as we talked about before, Weber leads the team in average with runners in scoring position, sitting .313, 5 for 16 on the season. As Ben Kruger, the manager for Cascade, going out to have a long talk with his starter. Goen was coasting through today's game. 8 strikeouts and only 2 hits allowed coming into the inning. Now 1 run on 2 hits and a walk. He has not retired a batter here in the bottom of the 6th. Weber 0 for 2 today as the deliberation has dispersed out there. Weber looks like he's ready to put a charge into one. Whenever the Black Bears seem to need a big hit, he tends to come up with it. Right-handed batter with an open stance. The high socks as well. It's the 1-0. Swing and a miss on that dropping curveball. That's a nice pitch by Goen in the count 0-1. Now again, Cascade Collegiate, a feeder team. The Black Bears might want to, again, I'm no GM, but they might want to keep an eye on Goen and think about picking him up. Can never have too much pitching. As Stinson off the bag, jumps off as Weber fouls one back. And the count now 0-2 to the Black Bears' number 4 hitter. Runners on the corner, still nobody out. An 0-2 count to Weber. Cutting down on his strikeouts a lot lately. As Goen kicks, fires, and misses high and outside. 1-2 to the future Oregon State catcher. So he got a walk, a double, and a base hit. As the throw over, just barely not in time. That was a nice throw by Goen over to try to grab Stinson. Stinson can run if he wants to. He's stolen 2 bases in as many attempts and has a nice big lead. Second base is wide open, and they might not want to risk the throw with Mortensen on third. Now the 1-2. Weber lays off. Nice job by him. Elevated fastball, always a tough one to hold your bat up on. And the count even now at 2-2. Counts again, looking to spark something big, heading down the stretch in the first half. There's long odds for them to win. I believe they might be mathematically eliminated as they're 6 games out with 6 to go and Corvallis having the tiebreaker. But Weber swings and misses on top of this one and sent down for strike 3 for out number 1. But the Black Bears could still aim for second as they're only 3 games behind the Ridgefield Raptors. And yes, second place is very important, especially if Corvallis end up winning both halves, which is something that they've been known to do in the past couple of years. A very talented group. Of course, the Black Bears will aim for that, but always trying to put yourself in the best positioning as you possibly can. As one down, Stinson breaks as the breaking ball missed high for a ball, and Stinson goes on over to second with his 3rd stolen base of the year. Mensch takes one high, 1-0. He's 1 for 2 with a bunt single and a flyout. And Mensch, with runners in scoring position, has hit .231, 3 for 13. Familiar spot for the Black Bears. Runners on second and third with 1 down. They were in that spot back in the second. So 1-0 is a big hack and a miss. Off that dangerous curveball by Goen. It just had some serious bite to it. 1-1 to the Black Bears 5 hitter. Mensch leads the team with an absurdly high 1.061 OPS. He has a 627 slugging coming into this game. 1-1 to him. Another curveball. That one's low. 2-1. Black Bears can bust this game wide open now. Big power bat at the plate with 2 men in scoring position, both very fast. As the 2-1 change upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The thing that Parker Goen, I think, has done best today is mix things up there. He's not married to his fastball. His changeup he's not afraid to put anywhere. And that curveball has been getting a lot of swings and misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. And Goen fires another curveball, swung on and missed by Mensch. And he is sent down, back-to-back strikeouts. after Jacob Stinson reached base, and Parker going now with 10 strikeouts of his own.
For the Black Bears, number 21, Harry Arboleda.
Here's Arboleda. So after the first 3 batters reached, back-to-back Ks, and Arboleda looking to put a stop to that. Carey is 1 for 2 with a double and a ground out. First offering to Carey. Breaking ball that misses high, 1-0. Let's check out Carey's numbers this season with runners in scoring position. He's hitting 188, 3 hits and 16 at-bats. Hitters count for him as the 1-0 on the way. Arboleda taps one, but that's going to bounce off his ankle. 1 ball and 1 strike to Arboleda. So while he shakes that off, let's take a quick look around the West Coast League. In league play, Yakima Valley are up 2-0 on Bend in the top of the 7th inning, so their game's moving quickly as well. In the bottom of the 5th, Port Angeles trail Bellingham. Wow, that 8 looked like a 0. They trail Bellingham 8-1 over at Joe Martin Field, and in Ridgefield, Corvallis lead 2-0 on the Raptors in the top of the 4th. Actually, no, that's at Goss Stadium. Mix up on the reading as Arboleda hits one, and it's stopped by the second baseman Peterson, who fires low to first, and on the hop, Yu picks it up and sends him down for the final out of the inning. Oh, what a play that time by Peterson to steal away a base hit and some runs for the Black Bears. But Cowlitz are able to put 1 on the board on 2 hits, no errors, and leave 2 on base. Let's go to the top of the 7th now. Cascade Collegiate 1, Black Bears 1 with Cascade coming to bat. You're tuned in to Cowlitz Black Bears Baseball right here on YouTube and KEDO. Carter Sutton, number 26, out there on the mound. So that means that is it for Max Petty. And my goodness, what an outing he had today. Max Petty cannot win, nor can he lose. Unfortunately, get the no decision here. But he's plenty to be proud of. In 6 innings, he threw 85 pitches, 64 for strikes. That's 75.3%. He allowed just 1 run. It was unearned on just 3 hits, 1 walk, and 11 strikeouts. So looking to follow him up now is Carter Sutton, who winds, delivers, and allows a tapper over to the first baseman. He's racing over. Shepard's going to take it himself, though, as Bird is down on the 3 unassisted for the first out of the inning. Well, can you believe we're already in the top of the 7th inning? We are moving here at David Story Field, as I guess everybody wants to get to the fireworks show. Hey, I'm enjoying this baseball game as much as anybody else, but nothing like a little bit of firework action going on. Now, we've seen some off the bats of Brock Mortensen and Kerry Arboleda today, as Highland takes one up and inside, 1-1. 1-0. And the next one from Sutton is fouled straight back into the backstop. 1 ball and 1 strike coming on up. Sutton, this season for the Black Bears, is coming on in, making his 7th appearance of the season. He's 1-1 with the save. He's perfect in save opportunities. He's pitched 10 1/3 innings, allowing 6 runs, all earned, on 10 hits, 8 walks, and 12 strikeouts. He has an ERA of 5.23. and a whip of 1.74. Highland fouls the next one off. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Highland, one of the few batters that has not struck out in this ball game, as he takes one down and away from Sutton, 2-2. Carter Sutton from Bellevue Community College. Right-hander on up there, delivers the 2-2, and it's just a little low and outside. Fills the count up at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Let's see what he does now with the payoff. 32 with 1 down. As he kicks, delivers the next one, and it's belted and will go foul over on the right side and clang off of the bricks on one of the lower Columbia College buildings. And now a time called at the plate. Highland goes back in there. Sutton with just 7 pitches. Got 1 pitch on 1 out. And now 6 in against Highland as he delivers the 3-2. And it's just off the plate, ball 4. So 1 goes aboard as Tyler Peterson steps on up. He has one of the 3 hits for Cascade Collegiate. Yeah, hits have been very few and far in between for either side. Only 7 total hits and 2 runs, just 1 was earned, and that was the one the Black Bears scored. First one is grounded just foul down the left line. Oh, my goodness. That was fair for about 89 feet and then took an abrupt turn. As it's an 0-1 count, the Black Bears caught a huge break right there. That would have certainly gone for extra bases and potentially could have scored Highland. And now Sutton comes set with the runner on first, delivers the 0-1 and gets another foul ball. This one in the air on the left side. No balls and 2 strikes. Collegiate is a team with a superb 3.53 ERA and a whip of 1.40. Pitching staff has certainly been the strength of this unit so far, and with the offense coming up, they're going to be a dangerous team in the second half as the 0-2 from Sutton. Breaking ball started high and did not drop low enough. And he finds himself in a 1-2 count against the final batter in the Cascade Collegiate order. We're in the top of the 7th with 1 out, a 1-1 tie between Cascade and Cowlitz. Highland, 9 feet off the bag at first base, being held on by Shepard. The 1-2 is grounded sharply and foul again over on the right side. And don't forget to tune in starting on Tuesday as the Cowlitz Black Bears will travel to Portland to take on the Pickles for the first time this season. All 3 of those games will be at 7:05 p.m. with coverage starting at 7 o'clock right here on KEDO and online at at KEDOAM.com. 1-2. Tap to second, could be 2. Fung delivers. No, he has no chance at second. Goes to first, and they got him. So Fung with some good decision-making that time, realizing that there was no time for the double play, so just gets the out over at first base and puts 2 away for Kyle Hennington, who's at the plate.
At the top of the lineup now, 24, Kyle Hennington.
Hennington is 1 for 3. He's got a single, reached on an error, and has grounded out. Now comes up with a runner on second base and 2 away. Sutton looking for a clean inning as they go for the pick off the throw, and they got him! How often do you see that? Connor Sutton with the beautiful spin move that catch Highland napping, and they steal an out away for the final one of this inning. No runs on no hits.
What a play.
No errors and nobody left aboard thanks to that pickoff. That's the Black Bears' 5th pickoff of the season. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th. It's stretch time here. David Story with the Black Bears coming to bat in a 1-1 tie. You're tuned in to Cowlitz Black Bears Baseball on YouTube and KEDO. And the reverberating verses of Take Me Out to the Ball Game moving on through David Storyfield in our 7th inning stretch. As a new arm on the mound, it's Evan Siegel, who came out to close yesterday's game, retiring all 3 batters in order in the bottom of the 10th. So he's got a save on the air as now both starters are out of this game, and Goen had a spectacular evening, much like his counterpart, Max Petty. So Goen goes 6 innings, allows 1 earned run on 4 hits, 1 walk, and 10 strikeouts. Also threw 82 pitches, 55 for strikes at 67.1%. Cowlitz with 7, 8, 9 coming up. They have 9 more offensive outs to go to try to break this 1-1 tie. Shepard is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts, but now a new arm on the mound. And let's see what he can get done here. And the first one to him is a breaking pitch that misses above the belt. 1 ball and no strikes. Siegel's made 1 appearance. And went, or rather, no, he's made 2 appearances, so these numbers won't be correct. As we're taking a look at Cascade Collegiate's numbers, but some of them are a little outdated, as this curveball is on the outside corner 1-1. So he's actually made 2 appearances. In 3 innings pitched, he's allowed 3 runs, 2 earned on 5 hits, and no strikeouts, as Shepard takes another one on the plate, 1-2. So I was able to, put my own spin on it right there. We were able to figure it out, do some math in our head. As the 1-2, Shepard hits one over to third on a hop. Picked up by Taylor. It's going to be a long throw. It's high, but Shepard beat it out anyway. And with the throw sailing, he's going to go over to second base. Jaden Shepard, I believe that'll be an infield single and an error. Gets things cooking for the Black Bears in the bottom of the 7th. He's in scoring position with nobody out. So that is indeed what they do.
All right, up now is number 4.
Bob and John over to my left giving him that call. So it's an error by the third baseman, but Shepard again. He's got speed for his size. 6'6", 210 pounds, and really flying down the line. So now Matthew Schwartz up. He's 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts, but reached base on one of them as both of them were dropped third strikes. Just what the doctor ordered for the Black Bears there. Runner on second with nobody out. First one to Schwartz. He squares around, and he pushes it down the first baseline, and that's going to roll foul. 0-1.
Another sponsor of tonight's game, their locally owned radio stations.
Black Bears trying to get their small ball in today, especially with the runner on second base. And Matty Fung, a high contact guy, followed by Brock Bozette, who leads the team with runs batted in. 0-1 coming on up. As Siegel comes set, kicks, delivers. Another bunt attempt is a beauty right in between the pitcher and the catcher. Schwartz hustling down the line, and he beats the throw. Matthew Schwartz with some serious hustle. It's the second time he beat a throw from Drake Bird. And instead there, he gets an infield single instead of the sacrifice he was looking for. So now Matty Fung up with runners on the corners, nobody out. A ground ball to the right side gives Cowlitz the lead. Back-to-back base hits for Cowlitz here, both of the infield variety. That was something that they weren't able to do against Siegel yesterday in the 10th. First one from the righty is a strike at the belt to Fung, 0-1. The Black Bears today not really hitting so hot with the runners in scoring position. Or my mistake, I guess they are, but they haven't been able to move anybody over there. 3 for 8 somehow. 0-1. And Fung drills one over on the left side, 0-2. It just didn't seem like they were, but they were getting hits with guys on second, moving them to third only, though. Past couple of games, we're seeing that average continue to climb. If they keep it cooking today, they'll go over 200 on the season. 0-2 now. Let's see if Schwartz breaks for second. And the right-hander slide step delivery is served out there and into foul ground by Matty Fung on the left end, just beyond the bleachers as he wastes that breaking ball from Siegel, 0-2. The sun's setting, but the Black Bears bats heating up here. 0-2 count with nobody out here. Back-to-back hits by Shepard and Schwartz. He deals and misses way down and outside. 1-2 to the UC Davis second baseman. Well, come join us down at the ballpark for the Black Bears' upcoming series against the Ridgefield Raptors. That'll be next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That is July 9th, 10th, and 11th for Games 2, 3, and 4 of the Columbia River Cup. You can get your tickets at CowlittsBlackBears.com or tune in on YouTube and, of course, on KEDO as Fung takes one low, 2-2. Shepard scores on a fly ball or a ground ball to the right side. And I believe the middle infielders might sacrifice the run for the 2 outs. As the 2-2. Fung again makes some contact as this will hook over and right in front of Bob's Sporting Goods party deck. Another 2-2 coming up to the Cowlitz Keystone player. Now really making Siegel work here. He has now recorded an out and he's already thrown 12 pitches. Right-hander comes set with a double toe tap by the belt. The 2-2. Fung is going to tap one up the middle. That'll score a run. They shuffle the second for one back over to first. It's a double play on the 6-4-3, but Fung is able to bring Shepard in, and the Black Bears take a 2-1 lead.
Man, he's quick. Number 32, Jaden Shepard.
So no RBI on the double play, but Fung will do whatever it takes to knock in that run anyway. It doesn't matter if he gets the credit or not. As the Black Bears have their first lead of the contest, they've scored in back-to-back innings, and they might not be done yet. It's Brock Bozette here to lead it off. He's 1 for 2, line out, struck out, and walked. First one to him is high and outside, 1-0. Bozette scored the first run of the ball game for Cowlitz. That came off the Brock Mortensen double. Now Siegel set below the belt, the 1-0. Curveball, that's a strike on the inside, 1-1. And this is the Black Bears' last non-league game. So far they've gone 4-1-1 in those contests, all of them, but the one in Ridgefield have come at home. And they lost a heartbreaker last evening after some confusion on the field in 10 innings. They dropped that one by a score of 8-7, looking to turn that around here as Bozette checks his swing. They say he went around. 1 ball and 2 strikes coming on up to the Black Bear third baseman. 2 down, bottom 7. Cowlitz now up by 1. And the 1-2. Way upstairs above Bozette's head. Much to the dismay of the fans over in the bleacher section. We got our own bleacher creatures out here. Man, they came a long way from the Bronx. Deuces wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. And Siegel delivers to Bozette and misses down and away. 3-2. Payoff pitch coming up to Siegel with Mortensen, the lefty, on deck. He'll have the platoon advantage as the payoff pitch is belted high, but it's going to continue to carry foul over on the right end and go out of play. Now another right-hander warming up in the pen for Cascade Collegiate, as this will probably be Siegel's final inning. (3-2). Bozette has seen 6 pitches. Kicks, fires, curveball, swing, and a missed strike 3. So Bozette is down on strikes for the final out of the inning. But the Black Bears score 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error, and do not leave anybody aboard. The Black Bears lead by 1, heading into the top of the 8th with Cascade coming to bat. You're tuned in to Cowlitz Black Bears Baseball right here on KEDO and on YouTube. And the Black Bears with their first lead of the ball game here today. They're up 2-1 on Cascade Collegiate after Matty Fung knocked into a double play. But hey, runner was on third. There was nobody out. And he was able to bring him in. Doesn't matter if you get credited for the RBI or not. Anything that helps the team, as Carter Sutton back out there for another inning.
Up now is number 24, Kyle Hennington.
And Kyle Hennington, on top of the Cascade order to lead it off. Hennington, Skansky, and Ball. Sutton looking for another scoreless frame as his fastball is lined and goes on a hop to Schwartz. Fires way across the diamond and a beautiful throw. Retires him for out number one. Matthew Schwartz
Just a reminder on the
scooping
mound
it and
right now,
firing it over at the shortstop
Sutton
position
for
as
LPC
Zane Skansky
College.
steps up. He's knocked in Cascade's only run. He's 0 for 2 with that sac fly sandwiched in between a couple of strikeouts swinging. Now Sutton winds, fires. First one, fastball right at the belt, 0-1. Cowlitz lead it 2-1 after runs scored in back-to-back innings, the 6th and the 7th, just one apiece. As Sutton now induces a foul ball behind home plate. No balls and 2 strikes. Again, we're approaching it, but whether we'll get it or not is up in the air. The Black Bears' fastest game of the season was 1 hour and 52 minutes back in 2011. And right now we're at 1 hour and 42 minutes as Skansky hits one back and way out of play on the right side. And no balls and 2 strikes remain to the left fielder for Cascade. And Sutton trying to model what Max Petty did early on. He had a phenomenal start, 11 Ks. And no earned runs for him. Here's the 0-2. And the curve misses high. A ball and 2 strikes coming up to Skansky. And the Black Bears' leading run that was knocked in by Fung, of course, was brought to you by State Farm Insurance, your local State Farm agents. Here in Longview as this hit off the end of the bat by Skansky, and that's going to go into right field for a base hit. So that's the second hit given up by Carter Sutton as Michael Ball comes up with the ground ball double play in effect for the Black Bears. Ball is 1 for 3. He has struck out, flied out, and doubled in today's contest. And both balls, double and fly out, were scorchers over to left field. First one he sees is a ball high and outside, 1-0. Now the 1-0. That's right inside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Carter Sutton. Of course, those State Farm agents we were talking about, Bob Beal and Scott Fisher, sponsoring Cowlitz Black Bears baseball this year for all your insurance needs as well. You can contact Bob at 360-425-5432 and Scott Fisher at 360-432-9500 as Sutton misses in this time. 2-1 coming up to the shortstop for Cascade Collegiate. Well, following the game, we will have our Cowlitz Black Bears postgame show, sponsored by the Daily News. We'll wrap up all the action and tell you what's ahead right here. So you don't even have to change stations. It's going to be on KEDO and on YouTube, so stick around. If you missed it, though, you can catch it on the Daily News page tomorrow or on our Cowlitz Black Bears YouTube channel. 3-1 as Sutton missed again, so now trying to battle back in this count with the runner leading off first base. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and there's a strike. Beautiful spot there on the inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes now. So Sutton can work his way back in here if he fires another one in. And the runner thinks about going to 3-2, and Fung was getting pulled over toward the second base bag. So that's going to go into right for a base hit. They fire it in quickly, and now back-to-back singles for Cascade Collegiate. Make this a different ball game here, as now the tying run is in scoring position in the go-ahead, waiting at first with a pinch hitter coming on up. Going to be Zach Ediger.
There's a pinch hitter in there now, 34, Zach Ediger.
Ediger did not appear in yesterday's game. Right-handed batter, a tall righty, wearing the number 34. And Edgar is 0 for 3 on the season with a run batted in. First one is down and outside. Good pick by Weber. The count 1-0 as Keegan Wright is starting to get hot in the pen. The Black Bears will probably turn to him if Sutton allows another man to reach, but we've seen him get out of these jams before. And time called at the plate, so Edgar going to step out. Before that, Yusong Yu was 0 for 3 today with the strikeout, so they're looking for some different blood out there in the cleanup spot. And Sutton's 1-0 pitch. Curveball, there it is, right at the belt for a strike. 1-1 coming up to the righty Edgar. And Edgar presumably will take over at first base for you. He has not played the field this season. For Cascade Collegiate Online, he's listed as a designated hitter. Middle infielders bouncing back and forth from the second base bag to try to keep the runner close as Sutton busts out a beautiful curveball and gets Edgar to swing right on top of it. So the count now 1-2. Good time for Sutton to get a punch out here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 away. Sutton now working from the stretch, not paying too much mind to any of the base runners, just looking to get this out. Now looks back at Skansky, does a quick double take, kicks and delivers, and gets a grounder over to Shepard. He's going to fire over to short for 1, back over to first, and it's a double play. The 3 to 6 to 1 double play. The Black Bears continue to turn them. And we'll end the inning on a high note. Sutton again getting out of a jam. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left aboard. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th. Cal's looking to extend their lead. They're up 2-1 on Cascade, and they're coming to bat. You're tuned in to Cal's Black Bears Baseball right here on KEDO and on YouTube. On the course of Sweet Caroline, Neil Diamond's big hit, echoing through David Story Field as a new pitcher, James Spickelmeyer, comes on out to face Mortensen, Stinson, and Weber. And the relief pitcher that came on in, Evan Siegel, after getting the save yesterday after a perfect inning, allowed 1 earned run on 2 hits, 1 strikeout through 20 pitches, 14 went for strikes. And that is 70% as Mortensen, Stinson, Weber all due up. So Black Bears looking to add some more State Farm insurance runs here in the bottom of the 8th. We're an hour and 49 minutes into the game, so we will not hit that shortest game in Black Bears history. But hey, the sub 2-hour one is still a possibility, as we'll give you Spickelmeyer's numbers this season. He's made 3 appearances. And this is interesting.
Man,
so he's 0-1 with a 13.96 ERA in 3 games, 1 start. He's pitched 9 2/3 innings, striking out 5, walking 14 and allowing 18 hits. Now it says that in the start against Yakima Valley, he went 8 innings and allowed 22 runs. First one is low, 1-0. 22-3 victory for Yakima Valley in that game, and then he followed that up with an inning of scoreless relief, and then only surrendered 1 run in 2/3 against Bellingham as Mortensen fouls 1 back. 1 ball and 1 strike. Black Bears certainly would like to add a little bit. Coming around, the 1-run lead certainly not super safe, especially yesterday, the way that Cascade was hitting the ball. 1-1. And Mortensen takes one below his knees. 2 balls and a strike. No game for the Black Bears tomorrow or on Monday. We'll come right back for a 3-game set against the Portland Pickles down at Walker Stadium as Mortensen rips one and just goes foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to the UC Santa Barbara product.
Next game, your locally owned McDonald's of Longview in Woodland.
See if Mortensen can straighten that out here. Now the 2-2. Swing and a missed strike 3. Spickelmeyer gets him chasing. And that curveball down and in. And there's one down for Jacob Stinson, who is 1 for 3 with a flyout, a strikeout, and a base hit today.
His name is Jacob Stinson, up to bat now.
So Stinson now can continue his on-base streak as he squibs one off his ankle, and that rolls foul. It looked like it might. If it had missed his ankle, there was a chance that ball was rolling back in.
Lexington, California. That's where he calls home.
In front of a packed crowd, the Black Bears looking to
Mom and Dad are
close one away.
I'm being told.
As well, everybody's parents out here tonight. Jacob Stinson's here as well. Jaden Shepard's were here, sticking around. We've had plenty of families moving their way through. We had Kelly Austin's, we had Matty Fung's, Queso Gatta's. Love having him here as Stinson swings and misses at the next one upstairs. No balls and 2 strikes. Spickelmeyer, a tall right-handed pitcher with a nice downhill fastball and a biting curveball, profiled similarly to Parker Goen, who started off this game. Now the 0-2. And this is tapped back to the mound. A slow roller, though. Spickelmeyer bounces off, fires it over, and will put him away for out number 2. So 2 quick outs from Stinson and from Mortensen. Now pinch hitting for Wilson Weber is going to be Dawson Martin. And Weber today was 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts, so they'll give him a seat just so he has a little bit of time off before the next series. Maybe he can hit the reset button. First one to Martin is down and out, 1-0. And also in the field, Zach Ediger takes over for Unsung Yu. As he pinch hit for him, 1-0. And Martin fouls it back. 1 ball and 1 strike. Dawson this season, 8 for 40 with 5 runs scored. He's got a double and 3 runs batted in, hitting 200, a 170 average, a 319 on-base percentage, and a 225 slugging. He has walked 6 times and struck out 10. 1-1 is in there for a strike at the belt outside. Might have been a little high. I think that's what maybe about 1,000 umpires who paid admission price to come in today thought. As you can hear from the collective groan, and the count now 1-2. Martin now choked up on the bat, 2-strike approach. On deck is Henry Mensch. And the 1-2 offering is a stickball pitch that went about 50 feet. Spiked by Spickelmeyer, so now Martin will get another chance up there. 2-1 Cowlitz lead. Deuces wild on the scoreboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down as Spickelmeyer rocks, fires, and gets Martin to swing and miss strike 3. He is down for the final out of the inning. Let's go to the top of the 9th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard as the Black Bears will try to nail it down here on Independence Day Eve. You won't want to miss it. Stick with us right here on 99.1 FM, 1400 AM, KADO Longview, Kelso, and on YouTube. Top of the ninth, 2 down, or rather, let's take that again. Top of the ninth, Black Bears 2, Cascade 1. And in to close it is Michael Benz. So that's it for Carter Sutton, who worked his way in and out of trouble. He was able to preserve the lead. He actually is the pitcher of record in today's contest. He threw 2 innings of scoreless ball, surrendering just 2 hits and 1 walk to not strike out a batter, but threw 29 pitches and 65.5% of those for strikes as Benz comes on in and will try to collect his second save of the season. He's making his team-leading 12th appearance. He's got a 3-2 record, 1 save in as many opportunities. Pitching to a 1.71 ERA and a whip of 1.43. He has struck out 16, allowed just 17 hits, and walked 7. And thrown 21 innings as a reliever, and that's actually second on the team.
Now there's a new pitcher on the mound.
And he only
Number
trails
29, Michael Benz
Kelly
from
Austin, who's thrown 26.
From Umpqua Community College? Is that right?
So the Sonoma State right-hander
Up now is 12.
comes again, John Taylor. First pitch to Taylor from Benz. That's a strike. And the count 0-1.
Number 12, John Taylor.
And the next one is another strike. Same spot, fastball down and in. 0-2. Michael Benz has been sensational. Perhaps the best reliever on the Black Bears. In his last appearance, he went 3 2/3 against Walla Walla, coming in relief. As he gets a big swing and a miss by John Taylor for out number 1 in the top of the ninth. He walked 2, allowed 2 hits, nothing else. As he's 2 outs away from picking up save number 2 and returning the Black Bears to their winning ways. So now Peyton Flynn's going to be pinch hit for.
Up to bat now is 18,
As
Peyton Flynn.
Luke Rolliter comes on up, the left-hander. First pitch to him, 5 holes, both the umpire and the catcher Dawson Martin. The count 1-0. Rolliter had a nice game yesterday, went 1 for 6, but scored a run and also drove 1 in. Bringing in a lefty against the right-handed tossing Benz, who kicks, delivers 1-0. That's a strike. Up and outside, 1-1. And now it looks like Benz has a hat that fits him. I believe they're adjustable in the back. All season long he's been wearing things that are too big for his dome, and that's why they go askew. But it's strange to see him with the brim facing straight on, as this is turned off of Rolliter's ankle. 1 ball and 2 strikes coming up as he made contact with the bat first. Cowlitz Black Bears postgame show coming up shortly after the conclusion of the ball game on YouTube and KEDO. We hope you stay tuned. It's brought to you by The Daily News, your favorite news outlet in Longview, Washington. 1-2 with 1 down, bases empty. Benz doesn't like the first 2 signs. Now agreeing for the next. And Rollander decides to call time. It looks like he's got, I don't know, maybe there's something in his eye. He took his helmet off and was rubbing his face. And now we'll step back into the box, ready to go. Cascade Collegiate scored just 1 run in the 3rd inning off of a couple of errors by the Black Bears. Nothing since. As Ben's curveball, he got him. Strike 3, swing and a miss by Rolliter. And now Cascade down to their final out. Then the Black Bears were able to add 1 in the 6th off a Brock Mortensen double. And then another one in the 7th as Matty Fung knocked into a double play, but was able to bring Jaden Shepard in from 3rd. Another pinch hitter comes on in there as the first offering to him is down and inside. 1-0. It's Sam Canton, who was a thorn in the Black Bears side yesterday. 1 for 5 with 2 runs batted in and a run scored. He had that 2-run home run as he tips one foul. Now 1-1 to the pinch hitter. Fun fact about the Black Bears this season, their pitching staff is 9 for 9 in save opportunities. 1-1. Lifted, foul, and now Cascade down to their final strike. On Independence Day Eve in front of a packed house here at David Story Field, Cowlitz 1 out away from securing a victory and splitting this series with Cascade heading into the final 6 games of the first half. Benz kicks, fires 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Michael Benz strikes out the side. Ball game over. Black Bears win. What a performance by the Black Bears pitching staff today. No earned runs out of them. Max Petty strikes out 11, and that makes for a grand total of 14 from Black Bears pitching. And they had just enough offense to go around and take advantage of that. Black Bears, 2 runs on 6 hits, 2 errors, 5 left. Cascade Collegiate, 1 run, 5 hits, 1 error, and 6 left aboard. Cowlitz moved to 13-11-1 on the season, 7-7-1 at home. And your winning pitcher is Carter Sutton, taking the loss in today's affair is relief pitcher Evan Siegel, and the save goes to Michael Benz. It is his second on the year as Cascade dropped to 2-8. They'll have a handful of games left against West Coast League opponents. Well, we got some fireworks coming up next, but before that, we will have our post-game interview. We're going to grab Max Petty for you on the other side of this break, so don't go anywhere. So we'll be right back to break down the dominant outing that Petty had in today's game. Again, final score, Black Bears 2, Cascade 1. And we'll be right back with your The Daily News, Cowlitz Black Bears post-game show right after this. All right, can I please have 5 minutes? Thank you. Hey, Mark, how much time do we have left? Awesome. Oh, okay. How long's the Black Bears commercial? Is that 30 seconds? Great. Awesome. Thank you.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Just have one commercial and then we're good. Make sure I get everything right, because I'll just say you had 1 million strikeouts. Unearned run. 3 hits seems like it was too much. It felt like you didn't give up any.
Yeah. I can't. Am I supposed to hear you?
Well, my mic's down. So
All right.
no, you'll hear me.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello and welcome to your Cowlitz Black Bears post-game show, brought to you by the Daily News. To my left is Max Petty. Max, no other way to put it, you're out there dealing today in front of the biggest crowd that we've had really in 2 years, since 2019. What was clicking out there today? 11 strikeouts. It's actually the most by any starter on the team this year.
I was just going out there trying to keep the fastball down, keep it away for the barrels. Whenever I went inside, I noticed a lot of foul balls, so I just tried to go high and away and got a lot of swing and misses.
So what was different today? I mean, I know that that's usually more of a typical approach out there that you just described. What was different in today's outing? I know you've had a little bit of an up-and-down season, hot and cold, but today is scorching hot.
Yeah, I think today, the biggest thing was just letting them know I had the curveball, so they weren't just sitting fastball, fastball, fastball. So anytime I threw a fastball, a lot of the times they weren't expecting it.
So the one unearned run for you today just kind of squeaked by. The offense does just enough. Does it feel a little bit better when it's a close game to you, or do you like pitching with a nice big lead, or does the closeness keep you motivated?
I like the closeness. It gives me a lot of energy, especially when they're out there talking trash or whatever. And loud crowd, a lot of people, it's fun. Oh, yeah.
Man, I hope that we can continue having these big audiences out here today. I mean, does it feel better to pitch in front of a crowd of probably around 1,000 today instead of, we usually get decent-sized crowds, but obviously today is something special.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Any special plans for Independence Day?
Have fun, man.
Hey, that's not too bad. That's not. Yeah, I know. We got them coming up right here. I'll let you go so you can go watch them. But Max, thank you so much for coming on the Daily News Cowlitz Black Bears postgame show. That's going to wrap things up. The Black Bears win this one by a score of 2-1, thanks to this guy. Unfortunately, got a no decision, but hey, he's the winner in our hearts. Carter Sutton gets the win. And over with his second save of the season is Michael Benz. The Black Bears actually 10 for 10 in save opportunities this year. So the next time we will see you will be only on KEDO at 7:05 p.m. against the Portland Pickles on Tuesday, and our next home game will be against the Ridgefield Raptors on Friday the 9th at 6:35 p.m. on YouTube and KEDO. That's it for us today on the Cowlitz Black Bears postgame show. For Justin Ford behind the camera, Max Petty to my left, Mark McDermott back home in the studio. My name is Zach Smolin. Enjoy your Independence Day weekend. Stay frosty. Mark, awesome work. Thank you so much for everything.